Defiance is even on an evasion base. It's evasion ES base, right?
Yeah.
It has like 660 evasion or so. So yeah, on like a heavy evasion build that doesn't get hit much by normal mobs and like that rapidly hit you, that would normally drain your mana, but you still have the one-shot protection of 50% of damage getting put over to your mana. And with Trickster being so good and also adding flat evasion and even a little bit ES as a kind of a buffer, because even if you get randomly hit every now and then, the ES should like protect your mana, right? Because ES they get depleted first before your life gets touched, and then your mana also doesn't get touched. The ES should like protect your mana, right? Because ES they get depleted first before your life gets touched, and then your mana also doesn't get touched.
Yes, they get depleted first before your life gets touched, and then your mana also doesn't get touched.
Yoji, you fit sexy bastard. You're right. So we had quite a bit of time with post 2.0 Eldritch Battery, and with the potential upcoming meta shift from ES-based builds to hybrid Mind Over Matter builds, I do not think Eldritch Battery has any place in it. The only builds that I do think would use it are builds that use it strictly for skill usage, but even then, the new Cloak of Defiance and other mana-based changes may help solve that entirely. So I do welcome your feedback to my thoughts here and hope that this could start enough of a stir to get some sort of a movement at GGG about it. And this also seems like the perfect time to bring this up with the slew of changes we have coming in the next few months. First off, the line on Eldritch Battery that states Energy Shield protects mana instead of life only works when a player has Mind Over Matter, or any form of it. And most importantly, Energy Shield already does this for mana when you do have Mind Over Matter.
Even if you get randomly hit every now and then, the ES should like protect your mana, right? Because ES they get depleted first before your life gets touched, and then your mana also doesn't get touched.
You could make the comparison that this works the same way it did pre 2.0, which I suppose it does because you always needed Mind Over Matter for it to act as another defensive layer, but Energy Shield mechanics create some awkwardness in any build using it. Some of the ways you can deal with this specifically include Zealot's Oath, or being a cultist with Vile Bastion or Wicked Ward. Either way, it is substantially more investment to get it to be comparable to what it was before. Second, with the addition of mana nodes behind Mind Over Matter and the buffs to existing mana-themed items, the necessity for using Eldritch Battery solely to sustain skill usage is much less likely, with more players preferring single mana Flask for sustain. Not to mention, Flask can provide other defensive benefits. For the sake of argument, if this is what Eldritch Battery is reduced to, what would be the problem with changing it back to pre 2.0? Other than that, it could be seen as GGG admitting to a design mistake or a band-aid fix they made in the past. But considering the constant development of Path of Exile and the ever-changing, complex meta that we have, it does not seem like a good reason at all. Third, the flavor text, paired with the wording of the keystone, is inconsistent, not to mention the art, each of which point to how it worked pre 2.0. I understand that that is a little nitpicky, but it's still something. So if we could either change Eldritch Battery to A, enhance Energy Shield recharge significantly, both recharge rate and restart rate, B, change it back to pre 2.0, albeit with a sort of penalty for the conversion from ES to mana, or I guess there is another choice of scrapping it or changing it entirely to give the player something new to sink their teeth into. If it was up to me, I would choose something entirely new, because when we talk about Eldritch Battery at any point, it is extremely hard to separate it from its overlords, Mind Over Matter, Cloak of Defiance, or old Arctic Armor. So it hardly has its own identity anymore. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Any feedback, criticisms. Also, please share this video. Again, hopefully we get some movement going on it, because I would really like to see something new and exciting, or just different, or yeah, I would like to see a change to Eldritch Battery. Thanks, guys. See you later.